How are them people? Hold on. If anybody's going to join in with me, you'll need to get the link from Marshall. He's saying just to see what I've got up here. Right, so I'm going to be going through a couple of videos here. I'm going to try my hardest not to be insulting towards the characters, although they are trying to insult people. I'll do my very best not to get pissed off at them. Can't promise anything though, right? Because I'm Dell, I'm always angry. If there's still people in Hangouts or even contacting you or talking in any circles about me or the platform, remember that it's only me that represents it. It's only me that represents me. That is the behaviour that people need to be watching out for and ousting and standing up against, right? These wee bitchy gossips who are trying to sow seeds in people, right? Beware of them, okay? So, if you're new, Globe Earth is a cartoon, okay? Flat Earth here means an ongoing investigation. Really, it means that we need as many people awake to the reality of the situation, and we need full exploration, okay? Nothing else, no other substitutes, will do. It's too far-fetched to me. Aye, well, let's just keep throwing ideas at each other, shall we? Right. So, before I get into it, I'll go through just who these characters are. We'll have a wee look at astrophysics. And this Dr Dan Batcheldor, and also your man Joe Rogan, right? Pseudo-intellectuals, wafflers of absolute bollocks, okay? That's exactly what these characters are. So, we're making a noise, so we might as well make a noise back and see if we can, you know, try and pressure them into actually engaging in conversation rather than just sitting in a wee echo chamber with their pals spewing pseudoscience and nonsensical jargon, right? I don't see any of these people opening up to the real people and having an open and honest discussion with them. That's not what's happening. It's manipulative propaganda is what we're seeing. The same old methods, the same old tools. I expect fucking nothing less. Science. How do we prove things to each other? How do we prove objective facts to each other? Right? Never mind invoking fallacies and appealing to authority and all that nonsense. How do we as human beings prove things that are objectively true to each other? Right? We demonstrate them. We demonstrate our claims in the reality with practical demonstration. Right? So anybody who's making any claims to any substance, right, they have to have practical demonstration. If they cannot provide practical demonstrations, they either do not fully understand the substance that they are investigating and reporting on, or they're lying. It's as simple as that, people. There is no long-winded debate and pseudo-intellectuals in shirts and ties with the right mannerisms who don't swear and talk like that with a very browbeaten attitude, yes. Right? That doesn't fucking count either. Practical demonstrations of all your claims, and if you cannot demonstrate them physically, you either don't know enough about it or you're a liar. That's it. Okay? That is it. So, I'm going to screen share here in a wee minute. Again, and if anybody that's looking to join in on this, you need to send the email to Marshall, nocurve@gmx.com, and he'll send you the link to come in. Right. First, wait a wee minute. How are we, people? How you doing? Jamie Brown, J-Lo, 1982, how you doing? Sheeps and Neeps, how you doing? I Spy, NASA Lies, Chelster Deluxe, Lesia White, oh, it's jumping. Flat Earth Reset 3, Rebecca's Way, Bullshit Cats, Multi Fuzzy Head. Thank you. One Man, He's Detector, Robert, Derek F. Bomb Buchan, how you doing, man? John Blackwood. I had a science degree. I've got a science degree here. Pissed me off at the yard today. Asked if it was a pseudoscience degree. Fucking twat. Skyfly Bry. Hello, Andy Bordwick. Beyond the Imaginary Curve. Maggie M. How you doing? Uppercut. Colshay PC. Jonah Worms. How you doing? Infinite Loops. Tony Dixon. How you doing? Flat All Day Every Day. How you? Luke Marshall. Individual Perspective. Andy Baldwick, how you doing, man? Rick Vats, Pat Mustard, Luke Marshall, Tierra Plana Medellin, Captain Kirk, Dave Hinkle, Her Eyes on Level, AJC 1844, how you doing, mate? Smoking JS, Trisha J, how you doing? Fireblade RR, how you doing, man? Guybrush Threepwood, P900 Cool Picks, Andrew Walker, One Conscience. Okay. Right. Anyway, so as I say, the games roll on as usual. Really, the situation has not changed in any way, shape, or form. Just as frustrated and pissed off as ever. And there is this, continued trying to play down people being passionate and angry and holding contempt at the situation that we are currently in. Right? This is it, trying to smooth it over, stifle everybody, just so that people become passive again and accept the bullshit. Right? Wake up, people, for fuck's sake. Right? I know you think, life, and you're invested in a fucking life. You're in a contained situation. Right? You're a fucking prisoner. And there's an active push to bewilder you and confuse you about exactly where you are. Yeah? Right. Where are we here? You there, Marshall, aye?
Yep, not the station, dude.
Excellent. Okay, so fair use and all that fucking jazz, right? Social commentary, right? But a criticism for these morons. That is exactly what they are. Right, we should be seeing, Marshall, can you just confirm that we're seeing the screen?
Yeah, you got your YouTube, dude.
Okay, so let's just take it back here. First of all, let's have a wee look. Astrophysics. Astrophysics is a branch of astronomy that means sky gazing. Looking up at the sky at the wee twinkly lights and making up fucking stories. That employs the principles of physics and chemistry to ascertain the nature of the heavenly bodies, rather than their positions or motions in space. Among the objects studied are the sun, other stars, galaxies, blah, 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 blah. Their emissions are examined across all parts of the electromagnetic spectrum, and the properties examined include luminosity, density, temperature. I'd love to know how they're fucking measuring the density. That of these things, right? And chemical composition. Because astrophysics is a very broad subject, astrophysicists typically apply many disciplines of physics. Do they really? They apply actual physics to their sky stories. I fucking doubt it. including mechanics, electromagnetism, blah, 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 blah. In practice, modern astronomical research often involves a substantial amount of work in the realms of theoretical and observational physics, which means I can see wee lights moving about the sky and I'm going to apply some nonsense to it and tell you a story about it. I'm not going to offer you any substance or any practical demonstrations, because if I knew exactly what they were, I would be able to recreate them. But guess what? I can't recreate them. So therefore, I'm just going to try and convince you that I know exactly what they are, but I can never demonstrate it to you. No, 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 no. No, no. You just need to believe me. Right? Look at this shite. Areas of study for astrophysicists include their attempts to determine the properties of dark matter, mystical energies, dark matter, dark energy, and black holes, neither of which are tangible, neither of which can be practically demonstrated. Just more nonsense stories, right? Solar system formation and evolution, stellar dynamics and evolution, galaxy formation and evolution. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. We'll get to that. This character brings up Dan Dennett, so we'll get to materialism and its religious hogwash, right? This character here is the character. Check that out. Does that, I mean, a picture is worth 1,000 words, is it not? This is the chap here we're about to listen to, right? Fucking Star Trek geek, right? Some moron who has watched far too much TV, right? And has been, wait a minute, let's go back here.
Dal, you're dissing the Admiral of the Fleet there, dude. Careful.
So this is a character here. What is going on? Why is that happening? Go away. Daniel Batcheldor, born 1970, a British astrophysicist, a professor at Florida Institute of Technology, Department of Physics, Space Sciences. Ooh, fantasy. He's the head of the Department of Fantasy. Born in Wiltshire, England, moved from a village of Hope, blah, 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 blah. In 2000, he served as a student support astronomer at the Isaac Newton Group of Telescopes with responsibilities for the Jacobus Captain Telescope. He received a bachelor's degree in astronomy from the University of Hertfordshire. So this guy has made a career out of looking up into the sky and repeating stories. He's a leading expert in the field of supermassive black holes. Really? Supermassive imagination? Is that what we're talking about here? Anyway, on with it.
Study the physics of the universe. So the light that comes from all of the objects in the universe, and now even the gravitational waves that we can detect.
Assumptions, gravitational waves, bollocks, bollocks, bollocks.
Coming from the universe allows us to form physical models of the stars and the galaxies and the planets and even the...
Did you hear that? It allows them to form physical models, right? What does he mean by physical models? Does he mean generated through a computer? Right? Because I'm not seeing any physical models. They can't even demonstrate a physical model of the fucking globular earth they claim we live upon. It's made of plastic. What are you talking about, son?
Universe.
This is an intellectual, pseudo-intellectual. Can't even do his fucking tie up right. Mammy wasn't about to fix his tie for him.
Itself. Astronomy Saves the World is a book that demonstrates that astronomy is full of basic maths and basic physics that can actually help develop critical thinking skills to the K through 12 audience. So,
basic math and basic physics. So I'm going to gather this moron who recites basic physics still professes and believes in a globular rock earth, pressurized, flying endlessly through a vacuum, with vast oceans clung to it, curving round it and displaying convexity upon its surface. There is absolutely no real physicist alive who can demonstrate any of these bollocks claims. Okay? That's why we look dipshit morons like this, because astrophysicists have been pushed into the media and pushed into the education system as being some sort of idols. They are fucking sky gazers, idiots who look up at the sky and make up fucking stories. So it's no basic physics, son, right? Basic physics tells you beyond any shadow of doubt, you're not living on the exterior of a fucking blue testicle, all right?
I think this is incredibly important because the K through 12 audience is going to be the next generation of scientists, engineers, mathematicians, and even voters.
They're going to be the next generation of people who use applied physics, actual substances, engineers, mechanics, electricians, joiners, plumbers, builders. They use substances, right? No dipshits like you that sit with your thumb up your cake all day, playing the PlayStation, looking at wee lights in the sky and making up fucking stories, right? That's no physics.
I think there is a science literacy problem across a lot of the world.
You're right. There's morons that believe pressurized environments can exist next to a vacuous, empty space, right, with no solid separation. There is morons who believe vast oceans, huge, humongous standing bodies of water are curving and maintaining the curve upon the surface of the liquid. So you're right, and you're one of them, wee man. And you're trying to spread your stupidity onto other people.
The education systems seem to be going backwards. We want to be able to develop...
That's the best thing you fucking said. The education systems are going backwards because they removed the liberal arts from the mainstream education sources. Okay? To make people fucking stupid, to make them believe things like guys like you telling stories about fucking wee planets millions and millions of miles away, and that you know what they're made of, and you know exactly where they are, and we live on nature-defying, physics-denying planets, right? The education system is backwards and retarded because it has removed the critical requirements, the basic fundamentals of what an education should be, okay, and replaced it with sophistry, absolute religious fucking hogwash about, oh, look at the sky, I know what's going on.
The natural talents and passions that students have so that they go on to have...
The natural passions and talents that students have are exploration, creativity and free expression. You are trying to stifle that and keep them fucking contained in a nonsense theoretical world of fucking babble and hogwash. Right? Because it suits the manipulative controllers that are ruling this fucking shithole.
And fulfilling lives. I know this is an...
My annoyance and contempt never lasted very long, did it? My anger, I never contained it very well. Sorry.
Anecdote, but in my own personal experience, I was brought up in the traditional way of church is what you do on Sunday morning. And I actually think that it was one of the first scientific studies that I did was to go back to the original literature and read it from the source. And I got a couple of pages in, put it down, and walked away.
Go and read a book. That tells you stuff. Right? No, be a direct realist. Employ the scientific method. Base your knowing and understanding of objective reality and the natural sciences. No. Read a book. Read a fucking book.
And ever since then, I've remembered that anything that you hear, you should go back and read the literature, do the literature review.
Listen to this nonsense. Everything you hear, you should go back and read. So if somebody recites something out of a book, in order to confirm whether that's objectively true or not, you have to go to the book and read it. And then if it says what the guy says to you that was telling you, and it reads that in the book, that means it's objectively true. What a fucking absolute moron.
See what it's all about. And I think if we...
How about read the book and then go into the objective world and see if there is any practical demonstrations. for what you're reading. And if it's just stories about 200 years ago, 300 years ago, ignore the fucking rubbish, because you live now. Be a direct realist. Ignore this bollocks about history. It is of absolutely no use to you whatsoever. Okay? You live now. You base your understanding in knowing now.
We're to encourage that type of scientific thinking earlier and earlier in life.
Scientific thinking, reading a fucking book, you having a laugh, mate. Right? I think the Sunday school has infected you a lot more than you realise, my man. You have swapped Sunday school books for scientism books. Same religious fucking blueprint, same bollocks, same mindset. Now you just think you're an intellectual because some other pseudo-intellectuals said so, and because they read the same books that you did, and you live in a wee derpy echo chamber.
Especially in the K through 12 environment, religion may not have such a heavy hold on society that it does. So,
oh, I beg to differ, my little chicken. Religion still has its mucky little paws all over our civilization, right? It is now wearing the mask of science, professing to be science when it ain't fucking science. Okay, it's religious jargon, bullshit. Black holes in outer space, and far off galaxies, and wee planets with maybe life on it, and stuff. And I know all this because I look up at the sky every night, and I've got a big telescope, and I can see things that nobody else can see because my eyes are special. Yeah, my dad was Superman. Yeah, Superman shagged my mum and gave me special eyes to be able to see trillions of miles away. Yes, yes. Religion has its hands deeply rooted in our lives right now with this globe bollocks. That is religion, created by religious priests and carried out by insecure, weak, Star Trek loving morons like you, son. See, even that depiction is more realistic and believable than the fucking globe, because in here, that is more of a reality, because look, we have an outer shell that can contain the pressure and hold the water. Okay? If we lived on the outside, next to a vacuum, all that pressure would just go, pfft, gone. No life. Fuck all. And if there was water on it, it would all fucking run off. Right? That's physics. Physics shows you that in order to have pressure, or even create pressure in the first place, you must have a container. Water has no form. Water is formless. It will only take the shape of its container. The surface will always be horizontal, level from one point to the next. Maybe waves, right? Waves going up and down like that, but the body of water as a whole, from that point to that point, must be level, because if it's no, if you tilt it slightly this way, it's going to run it. That's a basic physics lesson for you. Okay, Dr. Dan Batcheldor.
Of the benefits and indeed flaws of the internet is that you get to see a huge spectrum of opinion, and one of the extreme...
There's a straw man. There's a straw man. Right away, another illogical, moronic twat. Straw man. Let's show up cartoons. We're claiming we live on a cartoon, right? And somebody else is opposing it. Therefore, we're going to throw this straw man at them, another cartoon, and profess that that's what they believe in, right?
Of this spectrum that we do see is with the flat earthers. So we'll definitely come across them online. In fact, I purposely have joined several Flat Earth Society Facebook groups just to get a sense of what's going on there. And for me, there's something quite special about the Flat Earth Society. When we talk about...
Why are you talking about the Flat Earth Society, my man? Why are you talking about real common people, right, who are not affiliated or umbrellaed under any organisation? They are independent people making their own decisions, discerning for themselves, looking at objective reality for what it is, demanding demonstration for all claims, practicality, right?
Conspiracies, you can kind of gauge how desperate that conspiracy has to be by the number of people that have to be involved. And in the case of the Flat Earth Society, it's not just a question of governments and the airline industry and every country's space program, all of the technology that we use that's based on satellite imagery.
Listen, all of the technology we use that is based on satellite imagery, what the fuck are you talking about? Huh? And not everybody is lying. We were not lying when we believed it. We assumed it to be true. This is how cults work, my man, okay? Right? Especially when you're a few generations into the cult, right? When you're born into it and everybody else around about you is just repeating the cult mantras, right? And professing and assuming that the cult mantras are objective truths, right? When you're born into that and you're patted on the back like a good little fucking sheep for regurgitating and repeating the bullshit narrative of said cult, you're not actively lying. You just don't see it because you've never thought about it. Once you start thinking about it and you start discerning and delving into it, you find that it is absolute hogwash with no practicality or any demonstrations whatsoever for any of the claims that it makes. Right? So by saying that, you're claiming that I was lying to everybody, including my children, for 37 years of my life. Right? Utter pish.
But it's even members of the Flat Earth Society themselves, because if you're a flat earther in New York, calling one of your flat earth colleagues in Los Angeles and simply ask them a question about the current altitude of the sun, that Flat Earth Society member in Los Angeles has to lie to you.
No, it isn't. Because here's the thing, me man. Nobody knows what the sun is, right? Where exactly it is. Neither do you. All right? So, when we're talking about the shape of the earth, terra firma, what you are standing upon, we don't get measurable proof of its shape by looking into the fucking sky. That is a red herring. Okay? You don't try and measure the earth by looking upwards. You have to produce measurable curvature. You have to produce practical demonstrations of the substances that you are claiming to know about. The sun is irrelevant.
In order to maintain your flat earth worldview. And so the Flat Earth Society members, it's a particularly special, particularly extreme case, I think, for these conspiracy spectrum type problems, in that not only does it have to be everyone in the world, but it includes even members of the Flat Earth.
No, it doesn't include everyone in the world. Right? Everyone in the world is lying, and just as we special people think that it's all set up to lie to us. No, moron. Right? There's billions of people who believe all sorts of crazy shit out there. Right? There's billions of people who are invested in all sorts of crazy, nonsensical bump because they were born into this religious cult, which robbed them of their critical thought and their psychological foundation. Okay? So many crazy behaviours. I could go to YouTube right now and list millions of crazy cult psychotic behaviour that is a result of religious brainwashing.
Society involved in essentially a personal global conspiracy against one person.
It's not a globe, you fucking moron.
It's an incredible situation to be in. It's astounding.
Listen, mate, it's an incredible situation that people believe they live on a nature-defying, physics-denying, fucking testicle rock, pressurised, zipping through a vacuum at untold speed that came from absolutely nowhere, formed itself in a vacuum, which, by the way, the Big Bang, the big expansion, spewed out gas and tiny particles, right, that somehow managed to pull themselves together and form all this complexity and working like clockwork. Aye. That's what people actually believe because of fucking weak morons like you.
So there appears to be this group of people that somehow have an epiphany about the physical construct of the universe and how their idea that they had whilst...
See this bullshit, the universe. Fuck the universe. Let's just focus in this area that we all exist on, right? Because none of you morons is going to the universe, right? We live on Earth. That's where the focus has to be. How does this work? How does this place actually work? What are the physics of this place? Stop. I hate this referring to the universe as if we are so godlike that we can talk about and profess to know the whole of existence, the full universe, because, you know, we're so special. We have Superman eyes and big telescopes. Stop referring to it as a universe. Earth. Earth will do fine.
Falling asleep at night or whilst they're in the shower in the morning is somehow, despite their complete lack of understanding of basic physics, is somehow a magical explanation.
Somehow the complete lack of basic physics, mate. You believe you live on a fucking pressurized rock in a vacuum with no solid separation between you and the vacuum, with vast standing bodies bending around the globe, wee boats sailing away upside down, stuck to the underside of a wee globe, and people in all sorts of weight, all stuck underneath this globe from where we are right now. Right? That's no physics. You're an absolute muppet, you.
Of how the universe works. And I think people have become more and more confident in recent decades because of some of the popularization of scientists, beginning perhaps with Darwin and Einstein, and now we see...
Exactly. The popularization of fucking lying morons who have no practicality in any of their fucking stupid claims. Right? A deliberate push by the religious institutions to put idols up there, to get people to look to these idols and to believe that they have advanced superior knowledge about complexities, mathematical complexities that the average man has no way of understanding or deciphering. Right? That's why. That is science. The science of sophism. The science of these people was mathematics, language, and how to manipulate it. No, to provide practical demonstrations of the claims that they were making.
The Krauss, for example.
Krauss, oh, for fuck's sake, another theoretical fucking bullshitter. Yes, something can come from nothing, but I'm going to redefine nothing and explain it away, and then I'm going to tell you, oh, it's amazing, look how insignificant we are. We are nothing, just, you're made of stardust. Ooh, a star had to die to make you. So you should be grateful to an inanimate thing that we don't even know what it is, but we're telling you it died in order to make you, in our woo-woo, fantastical nonsense.
But these people are coming up with these crazy ideas that completely miss fundamental physics. One of the most popular that I see is called the electric universe.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Shut up. Shut up, for fuck's sake.
Almost any process.
Shut up. Let's get back here a wee second.
That I see is called the electric universe, and now we see Krauss, for example. But these people are coming up with these crazy ideas that completely miss fundamental physics.
Stop saying fundamental physics, you fucking prick, you. Fundamental physics is to do with substances and their behaviours and relationships to each other. Right? Fluid mechanics, well understood, applied every single day. We build dams, canals, we supply water to every house, we have a drainage system. These things are applied in your everyday existence because of the knowledge of these substances and their behaviours, my man. right? Same as the fridge that you went to get the cakes out of that gave you that fucking double chin and that gaunt look in your eyes, right? There's a pressurised system in that fridge that helps to keep your grub cold, right? The reason that it works is because we understand pressure systems and how to apply that knowledge into practical use to make our lives better, right? Dipshit. Fuck off.
One of the most popular that I see is called the electric universe, and that is a hypothesis that says you can describe almost any process in the universe in terms of...
Look, I don't give a fuck about anybody's describing, right? Unless they are giving me a practical demonstration with a description, right? So like when I was an apprentice mechanic, I didn't just go to a room where they spewed theory at me. No. I went to the actual substance and I had a foreman who taught me and explained to me how the substance was working in relation to each other, all the parts and the complexities and the physics behind it. And then I had a practical demonstration to base that theory on. Okay? Without the practical, it's no use to me or anybody else. So explanations, run them up your ass.
A frequency of a wave, and how there's a very simple explanation that doesn't have a limit to the speed of light, that doesn't require quantum mechanics, that doesn't
even know what light is.
So this electric universe type theory is something that I see time after time after time, but it misses some very fundamental physics, and just with a more...
You're going to keep saying fundamental physics. The globe totally ignores and defies fundamental physics, my man. Totally ignores and defies them. Stop saying fundamental physics. You don't even know what you're saying. I wonder if we're going to get a response from you to practically demonstrate the globe claims. I seriously doubt it. No, you're going to continue, guys like you are going to continue to go in wee safe environments, wee echo chambers where you can sit there browbeating and professing that you're so intellectual and clever and savvy that everybody else is daft. Fuck off.
Rigorous introductory physics class. The proponent of that.
Where is this rigorous introductory physics class? I would love to know who the morons are that are demonstrating to kids where bendy water is, or where you can create pressure without any sort of container, and then you can have zero pressure and positive pressure coexisting side by side without any barrier. Where are these classes? I need to see them.
That type of theory would understand why it's absolutely inconsistent with the physical and observational evidence that we do have about the nature of our universe.
Mate, the globe is inconsistent and contradicts the knowledge and applied knowledge that we have of the physical substances. Okay, I think you're a wee bit confused here, my man. Too many cakes, too much PlayStation, too much poking your own bum. Right? Science.
Well, I think
persuasion through science. No, that actually says persuasion through pseudoscience. Persuasion through sophism is what it should have said there. Okay? You don't have to persuade anybody of anything objectively true. You show them it. You show them objective facts and they accept it. They don't need to be persuaded.
Feel a little embarrassed when people present them with evidence that's logical but flies in the face of their public opinion.
But like water only seeks its level. Water is formless, can only be contained. The surface is always horizontal. That is proof, demonstrable proof, fact of everybody's existence that debunks totally the plastic globe. So I think you're being a wee bit of a hypocrite here. Eh? Double standards.
And it's been said before. I think Daniel Dennett is the guy that.
Oh, Daniel Dennett, another pseudo-intellectual, religious crackpot, a materialist. The majority of these clowns stand on philosophical materialism, a religion, right? Dan Dennett is no different. Dan Dennett says consciousness is it's just like steam. It's a byproduct. It's an illusion. It's not really there. I don't know who it is that's experiencing the illusion, but I'm just going to say it with my big beard and my brows, and I'm going to try and browbeat people into believing my fucking absolute nonsensical hogwash. Right?
He started to popularise this, that there is no nice way of telling somebody that they're wrong.
No, I know, mate. And there's no nice way for me to tell you that you believe you live on a plastic cartoon. Right? It's an illusion in your mind. Right? That has been perpetrated and continued through propaganda, through a TV screen. It is an illusion. What they are showing you on your TV screen contradicts actual physics. Okay? There he is, the big beardy man. Consciousness is an illusion. Therefore, he's not even really thinking. So therefore, you should just dismiss everything that the fucking moron says, because consciousness is an illusion. It's not real. So therefore, you shouldn't listen to anything this fucking moron has to say, because he doesn't even believe his own mind is real. It's an illusion, and he's experiencing an illusion. But who is it that's experiencing the illusion, Dan? I don't know. Stuff. Synapses. Matter.
And people don't like being told that they're wrong, and they would rather double down on their misconceptions rather.
What do you mean, like the religious globe cult that has many active people involved in organised groups who are trying to shut people down and argue illogical, nonsensical points 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Is that what you mean? Is that what you're meaning there, Dan?
Other than open up and change their mind. Of course, the heart of the scientific method is in changing your mind based on new evidence.
Okay, apply the scientific method, Dan. Please go and apply the scientific method to the behaviour of liquid. Then realise your utter stupidity and come along and tell us that through the scientific method you have now understood that it's impossible for you to be living on the exterior of a potato-shaped rock.
And so this is one reason I think astronomy is going to be such a powerful tool if we start developing that type of curriculum early.
So here they're telling you, right? This is a desperate attempt now. We need to shove astronomy even harder into the minds of innocent children and make them believe that our stories that we're telling them about these twinkly lights in the sky are real, right? Because we're a big institution. We have letters after our names. We have a pat on the back. I got a gold star. Yes, I got a gold star for looking up at the sky and agreeing with what my master said about the wee lights in the sky. I did. Right? And now I want to impose that onto innocent minds. Because my masters are panicking. Because everybody's waking up to the fucking religious crap that they have spewed. Right? And they need to wheel out absolute, illogical, useless morons like me. Right? Because I've not got a clue what's going on. Look at my eyes. I don't have a fucking clue. All I know is that my supply of cakes is going to be stopped if I don't keep doing it.
In the K through 12 environment, it encourages people to change their minds. It is presenting counterintuitive evidence on the actual structure of the universe.
Counterintuitive evidence. Like bendy water in opposed pressure systems and no measurable curvature. Right? It is here somewhere. You can't see it. Promise. I promise it's there. I promise there is bendy water. You just can't see it. Right?
Yes. So the types of discoveries that the scientific community is moving towards, particularly in the area of astrophysics, are imaging more and more planets around.
Did you hear that? Imaging. Imaging more and more planets, which means we've got some good artists, some good cartoon drawers, right? Some people with a good imagination that we can apply some paint and crayons to, right? And then shove that onto children and make them believe it.
Around stars. We've now developed many techniques. We're developing advanced instrumentation that's going to move towards, I think, within the next several decades.
Oh, here we go. We're making instrumentation that's going to come at some time in the future. Hopefully, once all you guys die out that are waking up to this, we will have a better airtight story that we can demonstrate. But you need to give us a couple of decades, right? Just trust us for the moment and forget about everything. Just go on with your slavery, right? And leave it to us. I promise you, in 20 or 30 years' time, we'll have wee devices that can do magical stuffs.
Getting an image of an Earth-like planet around a sun-like star.
Get an image of an Earth-like planet around a sun-like star. An image, mate. What are you fucking talking about? Right? I could just replace all that with unicorns and fairies and wee elves and leprechauns, right? And promise you that I'm advancing my techniques, right? And in 20 years, I promise you, I will show you a picture of a unicorn shagging a leprechaun. I fucking promise you, mate. Give me $90 million a day, right?
We've seen in the past how astronomy images, astrophysics images have actually provided some kind of societal shift in the way we view our place in the universe.
Exactly, mate. Putting people in a place of fear, bewilderment and confusion because it's absolute fucking nonsense. Okay? That's why it's shifted. That's why we have a degenerative, dysfunctional civilization, because of fucking idiots like you, son, right? Pushing this fucking bullshit. That's where it's shifted to. Take a fucking look round about you, wee man. Take your head out of the PlayStation, put the cakes down, open the fucking front door, go out and take a fucking good gander. You absolute fucking knob cheese.
We saw the images of,
for fuck's sake,
of Earthrise.
I thought they were on the face of the moon. I thought they plotted it and showed us that it was on the face that always faces us. So what the fuck is this? Right? They should be looking straight up at the fucking thing, not out in front of them. Right? No, out in front of them. That's not what they said they landed. Right? They showed a flat face and says, oh, we landed here, 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 and here. Oh, well, guess what? If you're here, 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 you'd need to look up above you to see the fucking thing above your head, not straight out in front of you. Where is everything else? Where's the stars? Where's all the fucking satellites? Where's your wee Mars rovers and stuffs? Where are they? Eh? So I can stand there and I can zoom in on this thing in great fucking detail, right? But there's a tin can flying about here 200 miles above that can't fucking zoom in and show me something in real lifetime motion. Zoom in from that perspective underneath there and show me a fucking boat sailing round the rotund bendy water hanging upside down. Show me it.
We saw the blue marble image from Apollo. You
saw a blue marble image. You seen an image. Scientifical, measurable, logical proof, sheesh. Yes, I see an image. Look at the fucking thing, for fuck's sake. Look at it.
17, I think it was. We saw the pale blue dot.
That's an earth cracker.
NASA to turn.
That's an earth cracker. We sent an intricate device by remote control to outside the solar system, and it looked back, and there we are there. Look, yeah, oh, that's it. It's all solved. Right? Somebody has shown us a white fucking dot. They've put a circle in it, right? Just to highlight it, so therefore that gives more validity to it. Right? I used to believe this shite. Can you believe I used to write music in regards to this fucking crap? Right? Absolute fucking nonsense.
A Voyager 1 round and take a picture of Earth. We saw what's now the blue orb, which is a picture of Earth taken by the
That looks real, mate. That looks real as fuck, by the way. And I'm convinced now, because you've got all the stars in, which we're missing for the previous picture. What's happening? What is fucking happening? There's stars here, but there's no all that way. I mean, what's going on?
Teeny spacecraft as it was on the far side of Saturn. But these are all of Earth. We know that we've got a sample of one where life has originated in the universe. And one of the oldest questions, one of the oldest scientific questions is, are we alone? And I think the next...
No, we're no. There's laterally probably other life, you prick. No, up there in woo-woo outer space, right? It's not real. You'd have more credibility if you started saying that there might be other life laterally across the way.
Step forward in that is going to be the image of not Earth itself, but of an Earth-like planet around a sun-like star. I think that is...
So that seems setting you up, right? In 10 or 20 or 30 years, they might show you an image of another Earth-like planetoid somewhere.
Is going to really open up some cosmic humility in the human race itself, and kind of get us to really take pause.
Cosmic humiliation, more like, right? It's humiliating. It's an insult to any credible, intelligent, rational, discerning mind to believe the fucking bullshit that guys like you spew continually.
Of our place in this universe.
AstronomySavesTheWorld.com. Yes, looking up at the sky feeds starving children. Looking up at the sky clothes, warms and houses all those homeless, desperate people out there. Yes, sky gazing solves it all. Next time you're worried, next time you're stressed about having no food or any money to pay for your heating bills or to fuel your car or to get to your slave job, fear not. Read AstronomySavesTheWorld.com and look up at the fucking sky, right? Sit in the lotus position, look up at the fucking sky, and everything will be solved. Everything. No, aye, looking up at the sky feeds the starving kids in Africa. Yes. Looking up at the sky resolves the nonsense that we are having to put up with that we call a life. Yes, looking up at the sky does that. Fuck me. Fuck me, honestly. Right, I'm going to stop sharing here for a wee second. We'll get to Mr. Rogan in 5 minutes. Right, what's going on? So, as I say, it's difficult not to get fucking annoyed and irate at these fucking dipshits. But, I mean, is there anybody out there who, you know, is professing to be critical in their thought and discerning that actually believes the fucking crap that's coming out of these people's mouths? Huh? That's the type of mindset that is infecting our kids. Right? That's the type of mindset that is running amok through the education system. Right? He referred to it, the education system, and it needs reworked. Aye, it needs to be re-established. The implementation of the liberal arts, first and foremost. Okay? Why were they removed? I wonder why. I don't care. Look, at the end of the day, this is the whole point, people. You know, you don't contain yourself. Yes, I'm going to get in, and I'm going to come to your level and speak your language, and because you say so, and you insist that intelligence denotes that you don't swear and you speak like me, and you wear a tie and a fucking creased shirt. Yes, that's what denotes intelligence. Fuck off. Right? Get right to fuck. I don't give a fuck who you are, how many letters you've got after your name, Lordy Lord. I couldn't give a monkey's. If you're going to tell me something about my objective world that I'm living in, you better demonstrate it practically. And if I'm finding substances that tells me that your story is bullshit, guess what I'm believing in? The substance. People wonder why I'm irate and annoyed all the time. That's fucking why. About Strauss, I have been quite restrained, right? I'm fucking fuming. So should everybody else. Why do people tolerate this crap? I'll tell you why. Fear. Because they have bought into this pseudo-intellectual, fucking pompous, up-your-arse stance, right? That dipshits like him displaying spades. You've met them, right? These morons patted on the head, gold star, yes, the universe and stars and light years away and blah, 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 blah. Right? And the generations that we exist in bought into it. They were browbeaten into it and they believed it through fear, through not having the proper education, the tools of discernment. They were never offered the liberal arts, the trivium, a method of how to think and understand your own mind and discern other people and information that has been put to you. Jibby Jedi, what was that? No time for anger. We need to be dancing and competing and what? VIPing. Exactly. Don't get angry, nah. Just be passive. Go to the disco. Have a drink. Book a holiday next year. Booking a holiday. I want a new BMW T. That's my priorities. Fuck the rest of it. Fuck where I'm. Nah. No important. Totally irrelevant. I don't need to know any of that. I'll just take it for granted. I'm alive. I don't need to think about it. It just is what it is. Fuck it. Go on with it. Might be alright for some people. People like myself don't operate like that. Right? I am curious about why I'm alive. What does it even mean to be alive? What the fuck's going on? Where am I? Who am I? Go to school, get a job, get a holiday, get a BMW, get a bigger... I mean, what? Hey, I don't even know where I am. I don't know why I'm here. But I have to ignore those questions and pursue the ideas that have been offered to me in regards to what it means to have a life. Ryan Bianchuli had these questions since I could talk. Exactly, mate. You know, but that was quashed. You know, never mind that. You're too deep. Too deep. That's what they used to tell me. You're too deep. Which means you think. That translates to you think too much. And then, you know, you get confused and swayed by the authorities and the peers run about you, the hierarchy, another idea that was sold to you about a family unit and who you look up to and who you respect and all this bullshit, right? And it's just saturated. The whole place is saturated with an idea. And you have no other avenue, no other option to look at. So you confuse yourself and you try and invest yourself in it and get swamped by it. And it's just empty. It never answers any of the fundamental questions. It's just a distraction. The people that tell you think too much or that you're too deep are the ignoramuses, probably insecure, needy, manipulative types who don't want you to think because then it's going to maybe force them to have to think. And they can't be bothered with that. Nah. They're just caught up with the shiny and stamping on everybody else around them in order to get the shiny. And that's all they care about. So don't dare think. Fuck that. Boxing Clever round 2. What difference does it make? It makes enough difference to shake the fucking world to its wretched core. This knowledge changes the whole damn paradigm. Exactly. It's what we should have had in the first place. It should never have been removed. Never. You know? All this. This is why they sell you these stories. Oh, big bangs, we'll never know. Be bewildered. Just rejoice in bewilderment. Blah, 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 blah. Bollocks. Right? We probably had exacting knowledge about who we were, why we were here. Right? Maybe that exists in the places where we originally come from. I don't know. I still don't know if this is originally where we're supposed to be. None of that's been established. For all we know, we are the result of an experiment. 2 by 2. Take 2 from there, 2 from there, put them in your big boat and bring them here. And let's see what fucking happens. Just an idea. Vortex Puppy, Irish Technical Thinker, nothing to do, Adman. You showed the absurdity real good. Nice to see you there, Gav. I don't know if anybody's going to join me. As I say, just send a wee message to Marshall, file a link. KTO, yeah, we've been peppered with that alien propaganda for a reason for so many years. Yeah. Well, I mean, even at that, I can't rule any of that out. Look, there is no observable facts in regards to these things. But that's not to say that there isn't any other life that's different from us that we just don't know about yet. Right? But the story and the narrative that they push in regards to aliens, fucking bullshit. Same as the globe. Cartoons and wee stories. One conscience. They are hiding their true world for sure. Of course they are. Oops, sorry, jumped there. I missed anybody. Rob Redding, shout out, Dale. How you doing? How you doing, Rob? Bobby, did anyone see the Joe Rogan and Tom DeLonghi alien bullcrap video? Well, I'm going to get through Joe Rogan in a wee second. Antonio Subarats, how you doing? Well, cursed. Why can't you see Mount Everest from everywhere if it's flat? For fuck's sake. Where the fuck are these people coming from? I doubt that you're a real person. Well, I think that you're a known fucking troll with a different account. Surely you're not asking idiotic fucking questions like that. Right? I tell you what, well, there's a fair going on in Paisley Town Centre right now, okay? And they have erected a huge fucking pole with blue lights on it, and it's a swing, takes people up and it moves and it rotates, right? I could hardly see it today, although I can see it every other day, right? Do you know why that was? There was low cloud and rain, and I could hardly see it from a quarter of a mile away. Do you think Superman shagged your mummy? Do you think you have Superman's powers of super duper X-ray long distance vision that can pierce through all the moisture and the particles of dust and all the other smog and crap that's in the air? Is that what you think? If Superman is indeed your father, can you fly here and come and see me a wee minute till I fucking slap you for being stupid? Stop listening to mainstream narratives in regards to this topic, you dipshit. Your vision is impaired and different from day to day, depending on atmospheric conditions. Right? It is level, and you still can't see forever. You're limited. You are fucking tiny in comparison to the Earth. The floor rises up, the sky comes down, the sides come inward to a point. So see anything that goes into that point where your vision is limited, starts to obscure, gets all wavy. It's like magic, it's like a Scooby-Doo sketch. It's fucking boring. These fucking idiotic questions. If the Earth's flat, how do you know fall off the edge? And how come I can't see my granny from Mount Everest? How can I not see the smoke coming from my granny's chimney from Mount Everest if the Earth's flat? Right. I'm going to roll a smoke and then we're going to go on to Mr. Rogan. Mr. Rogan, yes, Mr. Rogan's got a grasp on reality. Aye. I'm sure Mr. Rogan's going to offer us some practical demonstrations of the globe claims. Yes. Him and his MMA buddies are going to sit there demonstrating some physics for us. Aye? It's exactly what we're going to witness in a minute. Right, you just need to bear with me to do this here. Hey, Pete. Henry, I will quit smoking. I will quit smoking once we get by this fucking bullshit. Right? But right now, living in this bullshit, I'm quite self-destructive. Right? I don't want to live forever, to be honest with you. Right? I would be bored out my fucking tits if this is it. Aye, Katie, excited to see Dale take apart Joe. Well, see, this is it. They sit in their wee echo chambers, and people like us are saying, well, you know, come and have the discussion. Come and speak to people, Joe. Stop spouting mainstream narrative, you know, and employing logical fallacies, you know, and spouting absolute fucking bullshit. Look, we're just about to hear. These people will never engage in any proper discussion because they're not capable. They regurgitate a script and that is all they know. They come up against anything real. And people who know their own mind and know what they're asking for, right? They're not going to have a leg to stand on. That's why they cherry pick bollocks, straw men, bollocks, total idiocy, and put it up there and talk about it. Right? Because they are sophists, manipulative dipshits, and they're trying to sway the people who are watching them. Right? Discourage them from even thinking about it. Rather than being honest and inviting open and honest discussion so that everybody's got free reign, they've got both sides, they've got all sides, and then they can discern for themselves. That's not what happens. Right, are we gonna do this, people? Right? I don't want to bore you with fucking Joe and his plastic mates. But these people continue to make the videos. And again, we should keep applying the pressure on them. Flood the fucking internet with videos like this, calling them out. Back them into a corner. Make them face it. Make them engage with the real public. No cherry-picked fucking celebrities. Right, well, I'm away from the chat. I can't see what anybody's saying then because I'm going to have to screen share. I don't need that. I don't need fucking Dan, whatever his fucking name was either. Remember, these people that he's bringing up, that Dan guy, Krauss and Dan Dennett, they stand on philosophical materialism, which means they have a biased belief that matter can appear from nowhere, and so can information, and matter can produce information. If that's not religious hogwash, I don't know what is. Right. Here we go. Big Bad Joe. I think he might have been watching me. I think he gets a wee bit animated here. Right, I don't know what it is. I'll just play it.
Miles into space or something. Not really. No, he did. I think he did shoot himself like 1.6 miles into the air. Something ridiculous in the past. And he recovered. Took him like several days to recover.
I think here they're talking about this guy with the fucking steam rocket or whatever it is. I'm just going to skip by that wee bit, so I've started it from here.
The G-forces. I do believe that this is something that was in the article. It might be something he said. He might just be crazy.
Yeah, he's trying to be like Evil Knievel. He was trying to do a bunch of different things, and he jumped onto the flat Earth thing about a year ago to gain money. So that's what I read. He's trying to like jump a limo over a fucking board, some dumb shit like that.
That's what I read. So that's what I read. So I'm going to share it with other people, knowing that it's going to get into their consciousness and maybe sway them. Right. So dipshit that's off camera here reads something and then regurgitates it.
You know, oh yes, they do. Son of a bitch.
I read the article about it.
Yeah, you know what? I read one.
See people that say that. I read an article. I read an article. As if reading an article somehow means something. Yes, I read an article. Therefore, you know, I have some useless information in my brain. Yes, no, I don't have any direct experience of any of these things, but I read an article. Yeah. Yeah.
The craziest fucking arguments someone said, one of the flat earth proponents said about it. This is going around apparently, so forgive me if you've heard this. But the idea that a ship doesn't really disappear over the horizon, so you could always zoom in on it if you just have enough of a powerful lens in your camera. So they think that that in some way is proof that the earth is flat.
No, dipshit. Again, you're not even understanding the fucking claims that your cult are professing. It's your cult that uses that as one of its main proofs. Ooh, a ship's going over the curve. Look, a ship's going over the curve. Yes, at 12 miles, you can see left to right. 50 miles and there's no curve. But yes, the ship's going over the curve at 12 miles. So you better understand the claims that you're trying to defend, Joe.
That's just proof of how far you can see. That's all it is. You don't understand. Like the curve of the earth, it takes forever. It's
well, here we get into some real science here, by the way. This is real science now. The curve of the earth takes forever. So it's timed now. You know, the curve goes by a watch. How long are we talking, Joe? Half an hour? At what speed are we talking before curve happens? What are you talking about, Baldy? Is that a hotspot on your spam there? That light source must be 93 million miles away.
Fucking huge. Like you're
Oh, say it with some gusto. That validates it even more. Fucking huge. Put some American fucking Hollywood spin on it. Fucking huge. Oh, I'm convinced, Joe. I'm fucking convinced.
I get what people are doing. Like, how come if you zoom out, you can see it? Well, you can't forever. That's why you can't see Mount Kilimanjaro from your fucking living room in Santa Monica, dipshit.
Right.
Yes, because of atmospheric conditions and your sight being limited. Joe, you dipshit. You're the dipshit, son. It's your globe cult that claims boats over the curve. At varying distances, I'll have you know, by the way. And they change from day to day. Aye? Aye, because it's a morphine testicle. It morphs in and out of form at its own will. Yes.
All right, it's a curve to it. It just takes a long ass time, and you can't see the boat long before it goes over the curve. Because unless you're talking about a giant ass boat, and even a giant ass boat at 30 miles.
So we can't see the curve, Joe. So on one hand, you've got your mainstream buddies telling us we're seeing it going out of curve. You're not telling us you can't see it going out of fucking curve. Right? I know you're not seeing it going out of curve, Joe, because it's floating on fucking water. And water can't curve, Joe. Okay?
Away, which is where you still be able to see some of it. That's too far for your eyes. So if you zoom in with some sort of a crazy spotting scope or something like that, yeah, you'll be able to see it for a little while, and then in another couple hours it'll be gone.
A crazy spotting scope. An inanimate object is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know fuck all about what I'm saying. I'm just kind of call it crazy. A crazy spotting scope.
It's gonna go over the top, like, but they want it to be real so.
No, you want it to be real so bad, baldy, right? What happens when you go for a shower on that fucking huge cranium of yours, Joe? What happens to the water, Joseph? Huh? Surely that dome of yours is big enough, is a big enough mass to be creating gravity. Look at the size of the fucking thing. Get in the shower, Joe, and demonstrate what happens to the water when it scalps off of your baldy napper.
Bad. They want it to be real so bad that they come up with these things that aren't true as examples why the Earth is flat.
No, water's no level. Water's no formless and needs to be contained, and the surface is always horizontal. Nah, that's crazy, Joe, isn't it? Aye, it's crazy to say that there's absolutely no measurable curvature because there is none. But that's crazy. Can't be saying that. Fuck that. It must be there. I seen it in the telly. Is that what you're going to give us, Joe? You seen it in the fucking TV? You've now got two hotspots. Two suns. You're backing up the two sun theory here. Joe, how far away is that one? That one's a bit bigger. That might be closer. 93 million, maybe 91 million miles. Don't know about this one.
And the big one was, yeah, this, how come every photo of the Earth from space is a composite? You didn't even bother to look into it.
Yes, we did. Joseph. Images, videos that are produced and put on the TV screen are in no way, shape or form measurable scientific proof, you fucking moron. Right? So images do not even come in to the fucking question. Joseph, we're talking about natural science, objective reality, which requires practical demonstration of substance. Okay?
Because that's not true. If there's a fucking satellite that takes a...
It is fucking true, Joe, because the fucking images are contradicting actual fucking science.
A high-resolution photo of the Earth, something like every 10 minutes.
Something very well researched, very factual information. There is a kid-on imaginary tin can in the imaginary vacuum of space producing images every 10 minutes. So by Joseph here's logic, if everybody here that is watching right now would like to take part, I would like us all to produce images of unicorns farting out galaxies. We will produce 5,000 images every day, and guys like Joseph will then have to accept as scientific measurable facts that unicorns are real and they have the capabilities of farting galaxies into existence.
It's the Himawari 8. It's a Japanese satellite. You can go online. You can look
you can go online. You can go online. You can look at pictures. I mean, you can go online and look at pictures, right? That's it. That's all you need. Right? Fuck anything else. If you can find an image and a picture of anything, it must be real. That is the logic here that dipshit is fucking offering. Okay? Doesn't he have a fucking leg to stand on? doesn't know logic, doesn't understand science or the scientific method. He's a dick.
Storm cloud is all over the country in real time.
Not snow in real time, you fucking clown. I seen an image the other day of the UK lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. Right? Like a Christmas tree, no black spots on it where there is absolutely no inhabited areas. Right? Street lights all the way up and down the fucker. Right? And absolutely no clouds. And the majority of the time that I'm looking at these fucking pictures, there is no clouds. Yet here I am living in Scotland where 364 days of the fucking year it fucking well rains. Right? Solid, thick, bastard clouds every fucking where, as far as you can fucking see, Joseph. I never see that depicted on any of the Globe cartoon images.
So if there's a storm that's hitting Cuba, you go to that, you look at that image from...
Right, Joe, why is there no lifetime footage? Why are they not picking up a tsunami that's starting in one area and warning all the people? By the way, we've picked up on our super duper tin can satellite out in space. We can see the tsunami that is now starting to make its way towards you. You've got 45 minutes to get your ass up to some high ground before you are mince.
That day where the storm is, you'll see the fucking storm. Like, it's all real. If you don't believe that's real, you believe that someone is so good at hiding shit that they've kept all the images of the flat earth.
Yes, people. Yes, Joe, people are very good at manipulating others. People are very good at manipulating others for serving their own purposes. People are very good at brainwashing. It is down to a fine art. You only have to look at some of the street performers or some of the mainstream TV performers, guys like Derren Brown, you know, just to name one of them, who can make people commit assassinations with no recollection of it whatsoever. So yes, Joe, these manipulative dipshits know the human mind very well. They know how to influence it very well. Okay? So what are you saying here, Joe? Oh, humans aren't capable of that. No. But yet here you are convincing people that you're some sort of intellectual with a grasp on reality and a grasp on science, right? You are projecting that out into people, swaying their consciousness. You manipulative, baldy prick.
From ever being published, that no one has been able to, in the history of people, has been able to travel past the ice.
No, governments don't control information, Joe. Not a fucking iota. No, governments and the people who control the media, they're not in cahoots together. No way. Absolutely no way, Joe. All media is independent, free journalism that gets to report on anything they like and put up with like. Now, there's no editors, there's no overseers to make sure certain stories and certain narratives don't get pushed through the mainstream. Not at all, Joe.
Wall. Into the...
What are you talking about ice walls for, Joe? Listening to nonsense again, right? People generalising, making claims. Come and speak to real people, Joe, who don't make these claims and see how you get on. Smart ass.
The nether region of hobbits and gnomes and pixie elves.
Hobbits and gnomes and pixie elves, where are you getting that for? You fucking spastic. Huh? This is him, again, trying to discredit it by invoking pixies and fairies and unicorns. It's the fucking globe that invokes that pish, mate. Right?
It's just mental health. You know, we have a huge problem.
That's mental health. Look at the fucking state of you, fatty. Look at the state of you. It's mental health that people believe images are scientific measurable proof, and who sit there calling people who question that mentally ill. You are mentally retarded. A useless, fat pie-eating moron that is here backing up your derpy pal to spew his fucking pseudo-intellectualism all over people.
Lack of education. It's lack of education.
Yes, it is lack of education, Joe. As I stated before, with the other dude, Dan, whatever his name is. Right? And you missed out big time on any education, Joe. Right? Go and make a fucking cup of tea. Look at the water. Look at the liquid in it. Tell me what you think of that. Right? And then tell me that you think the oceans are bending and maintaining the bend upon the surface of the water. You absolute fucking queer hawk.
And then it's also being committed to these ideas to the point where they're a part of you. It's idea identity politics.
Yes, that's what's happened with the globe. An idea that has been pushed relentlessly for generations with its religious symbol and its mantras, pushed into every avenue of our lives. Okay?
This is what it is.
I don't see the question against it being pushed into every avenue of our lives and being opened up publicly for everybody to have access to it. I don't see that, Joe. What are you fucking talking about?
When you believe in an idea so much that you don't, and I've been guilty of this, and I think everybody.
You're guilty of it right now, son.
Has at one point in your life. You've been guilty of not really looking at it for what it is, but instead looking at it for what you want it to be and for what you've already committed yourself to.
Exactly, Joe. You're telling us here, you're projecting, you're telling us your situation, my man. I don't know if that is you trying to tell us and let everybody know that you're in a bit of a predicament. If you are, then I feel for you. But right now, you know, I've got to assume that you're actively and you're complicit in the bullshit, mate. Right? And we see through you. You're no fucking convincing us. Right? You might have been real at one point in your life, but the money and the popularity has went right to that big balding apple of yours, and you have lost yourself within it. Okay? Get back to reality and observe the reality you're in and change your fucking mindset if you're capable. But as I say, you might be in a position where you can't, because you know of your wee nice podcasts, right? And your promotion by your other bum chums, right?
To believe in you. That's a big part of the problem. A big part of the problem with people is you commit yourself to believing in something. And then when you commit yourself to believing in something, anything that's contrary to that belief gets fought viciously.
Yes, that's right, Joe. That's exactly what people like myself are experiencing right now. Because just like the rest of you, we believed that we lived on the cartoon, okay? And we had to go through an internal struggle, right? In order to accept reality as we found it. And now we're being met by dipshits like you who are trying to shut that down. Although we are the people who did believe in it and now go against it, right? So what does that say about you? You fucking weakling. You have no heart, no fucking spine. You are a weak fucking piece of plastic shit.
You shut it down, you interrupt by all means necessary, you mock it, you deride it, you don't.
What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now, you fucking hypocrite? Again, this is how dumb this fucking absolute prick thinks people are. There's clever people who can see right through your bullshit.
Don't examine it objectively. You don't look at it.
Don't use words like objective or examine, because you ain't examined fucking diddly squat. Right? Objective facts, objective substances will show you beyond any shadow of a doubt that you do not live on the exterior of a fucking potato rock.
You just look for a way to shoot it down. Look for a way to shit on it. Look for a way.
What, like, I mean, how can you question it? I mean, it's fucking huge, and we have pictures. Is that what you mean? People like that, people who invoke, you know, some theatrics. And regurgitate nonsense and show people pictures. Is that what you mean, Joe?
Then fall back on the government lies all the time. I never believe them. Fall back on all these different positions. But at the end of the day, if you look at it from just like, well, okay, what's the most likely thing? The most likely thing is it's round. They figured it out. They know it's.
Oh my goodness. The most likely thing is that it's round. What practical demonstration or anything that you could refer to that would suggest that it's round, Joe? And what about this other fallacy? They figured it out. Who's they, Joe? What have you figured out, wee man? Fuck all. Right? The only thing you figured out is how to get more stuff up that big fucking nostril of yours. That's the only thing you've examined and figured out, mate.
Round. You can see it from space. They've taken pictures of it. People have absolutely flown in the space station.
People have absolutely flown in the PlayStation. What is your experience of these things, Joseph? You've not been there. Right? Here we're seeing your bias. your bias to want something to be true. How the fuck can a tin can exist in a vacuum? Flying at 17,500 miles per hour for 20 fucking years. What kind of materials are used in this tin can, Joseph? How can our pressurised environment coexist next to a vacuous environment that the people in their wee tin can fly up to and pop out into this vacuous empty space and then perpetually fall round the nonsensical globe? What practical demonstrations do you have, Joe, that you could show us or refer to that would even suggest any of that is remotely possible? What do you have? Just your theatrics? That's not enough, mate.
There's videos of the thing landing out of the sky, people pulling people out of the water.
There's video of things landing in the sky and people being pulled out of the water. Right, so we see a tin can falling down from a parachute that could never have been pushed out of a plane. No way. No chance. So we see people being pulled out of a tin can in the water. And that somehow proves what exactly? What's your point here, Joseph?
Water. They've gone into space. Okay, they've taken.
You've no. Why are you professing to know these things, Joe, when you have never experienced any of that? It depending on the testimony of men and women, humans who are known to lie and be deceptive. So is hearsay now measurable scientific proof? Is that what you're saying, Joseph? I'm a bit confused at the points you're trying to fucking make here.
Taking pictures. This is all real. There's satellites.
I keep saying it's real. This is all real. There's satellites, there's pictures, there's people getting out of little tin cans in the water. I mean, it has to be real.
Real. If you get satellite radio, it's real. Okay? It's really from a satellite.
Just because somebody puts the title of satellite radio, it's real. That means that they're sending tin cans into the vacuum of space, which coexists next to a pressurised environment with no solid separation. They're sending tin cans up there, but yet aeroplanes are going missing and we can't fucking find the bastards. Right? We still use the transatlantic highways because they lose radar coverage when they get out into the middle. Joe, what are you fucking talking about?
When you get DirecTV, it's real.
When you get TV, it's real. Your TV is real, and the things you see on your TV are real. I'm still not providing any practical demonstrations, any of the claims, or any measurable curvature, or any of that stuff, but I'm just going to waffle at fuck anyway, right? And hope that it works.
It's in space. It's orbiting the fucking Earth.
No, it's not, Joseph. No, it's not, son. I don't know if you're aware of the claim that they're making. We live in pressure, pushes equally outwards in every fucking direction, right? And they're saying that there's a vacuum next to it with no barrier. See, if I removed your skull, Joseph, and your skin and all that, what's going to happen to the pressure in your system there, Joseph? That's right. It's not going to work. It's going to lose its pressure and you're going to die. Right? You require this containment vessel here in order to maintain the pressure internally. And if I slice it open, you have a decrease in pressure that's going to make you feel faint and dizzy and you probably pass out. Okay?
There's flight patterns that are carefully calculated, that are going around the Earth.
Oh, nice motions, nice theatrics, right? There's flight patterns that are carefully calculated that go around the Earth. Aircraft work on planar geometry, Joseph. All the instrumentation works on planar geometry, Joseph. Aircraft assume a level Earth, Joseph. Go and look at the diagrams and the instrumentations, Joseph. An aeroplane is fitted with a gyroscope, Joseph. The aeroplane takes its angle and flies to altitude. And once it gets to altitude, it levels off, Joseph. And it remains level until it is descending to its destination, Joseph. There is no accounting for curvature. It doesn't exist. You're complete and utter spastic.
Earth. everybody would have to be lying.
Oh, here we go. This is the same mantra. Everybody would have to be lying. Do I really need to get through it? Joe, my old son. No, they don't. I wasn't lying. The majority of the people that I've met, when they believed they lived on a globe, were not lying. They just believed it. I don't know why it's so hard for you to understand that, son. Right?
Do you understand how crazy it is? I'm with you on a lot of conspiracies. I'm with you on Operation Northwoods. I'm with you on the Gulf of Tonkin. Shit, you get me high enough, I'll go area.
Oh, so now I'm going to use some other manipulative tactics. I'll try and side with you and appease you in some way to give you credit for this conspiracy and that conspiracy. But this one, I mean, no way, nah. All the other conspiracies are based on conjecture and hearsay without any direct practical observations or experience. You know, but I'll lend myself to those fuckers. But actual direct realism, substance-based science, nah, fuck that. Nah, fuck that.
Hit 51 on you. I'll go Bob Lazar. I'll go deep on some who the fuck knows wacky shit. Till you get to the Earth being flat.
Well, wacky shit, Joe. The Earth being a round testicle zipping through a vacuum at untold speed is wacky shit. I'm not really sure if you're really aware of the actual claim, Joe. I think if you stopped and actually contemplated it for 5 fucking minutes instead of snorting shit up your fucking hooter, right, and trying to be popular, you might have a moment of realization.
And that's when I go, you're just chasing your tail. You're chasing your fucking tail.
You're chasing your tail on a globe. There's no way off. Round and round in circles. Ring your roses.
Angry little pricks calling me a shill. They're just shitty.
Angry little pricks. I'm an angry big prick, Joe. And I'll tell you right to your fucking face, you're an illogical, lying, moronic prick. I will tell you to your face, Joe. If you've got the balls to fucking sit in front of me.
You got your round earth shell shirt on. What a perfect advertisement.
Well, you know what we'll do? We'll play reverse psychology. We'll just take on the role and we'll act. Oh yeah, I'm a round earth shell. Very subtle reverse psychology. I'm so confused now. You know, are you a shell or or are you just a fucking absolute idiot? Which is probably more reality than being a shell, Joe. Right? Because you'll not be getting paid for lying. They've got something on you. Right?
The advertising show. YoungJamie.com. YoungJamie.com. Get yourself a round earth shield t-shirt, folks. I have one. I wear it all the time. And they're very soft cotton. Feels wonderful on the skin.
Yeah, I think it's almost like a...
Look at this smarmy little prick. What a weasel you are, wee man. Total fucking weasel.
Troll.
It's not, man. I'm telling you, I used to think that too. It started out as a troll.
No, it didn't start out as a troll. The Globe started out as a troll. It's a fucking meme. Right? That started out as a troll. And they get more sophisticated in their deceptive behaviours. They get more sophisticated in how to produce movie sets and fucking imagery. Right? That's where they get more sophisticated and advanced it. Okay, Joe?
This is what I think happened. I think it became an exercise in psychology. From what I've understood.
The Globe is the exercise in psychology. They knew very well if they remove the psychological foundation from people, it's going to put them in a state of bewilderment and fear. If they can convince them that they're on a nature-defying testicle, there is no way off. There is nothing else to explore. Therefore, they will remain in the pen that you want them to remain in and work for you. Okay, Joe?
What I've understood, and I might be wrong, but
you're very wrong.
What little I've done poking around about this, it seems like this might have started on 4chan.
The only poking around you have done, Joe, has resulted in a stinky finger. Right? That is the only poking around you have done. Okay? And you done that on yourself. So you have a shit-stained, stinky finger. That's the only poking, mate. No into anything real with any tangible substance to it, or practical demonstration. No, none of that.
And it might have started as a joke, that there's always been a certain percentage of people that believe that the world is flat. There's always a certain percentage. Just like there's a certain percentage
of people who knew it was level, who knew that there was a fucking manipulation in place to try and convince people, and they resisted it. Okay? They held on to their discernment, their critical thought, their own fucking mind. Okay? They never became subject to cult fucking brainwashing. Right? That's why it's always been around Joseph. Because people nowadays are more stupid than they were previously. So you had to dumb them down. You had to remove things like the liberal arts from the mainstream education systems because you wanted to control people. Right? And from that moment on, people slowly but surely got more stupid, more dependent, more insecure, more in fear, until we reached this point. Okay? Where absolute fucking moron, dipshit, clowns like you can sit in a position of influence and influence innocent minds into a warped world of fucking deceit and fucking fantasy. Alright?
There's a Moonies. There's a certain percentage of people that, you know, are Satan worshippers. People just, there's wacky beliefs. And people get attached to these wacky beliefs and they fucking cling to them. And this, in whatever it is, whatever the belief is, there's a certain percentage of people that have always thought the earth was flat. But then what I read was that someone on 4chan started trolling, and that by trolling and trying to post this fake evidence about the world being flat, a bunch of people bought.
No, it's not fake evidence, Joe. Where are you? You're not highlighting any measurable scientific proofs here, Joe. So you can keep saying 4chan and trolling and 4chan and it's this and it's that. You're not convincing real people here, mate. Your fucking game's over. Okay? No, you're just showing yourself to be opposed to the real common man. You're a fucking criminal in my eyes. Alright, dipshit.
On it. And they ran with it. And not only did they run with it, they started ramping up and add things to it. And
what, like the globe? He's what he's describing here is the globe. That's exactly what he's describing here. They ran with it, they adapted it, they advanced on it. Okay? That's what happened. That's the history. Right? The earth is self-evident, Joseph. The substances are self-evident, Joseph.
Flat Earth theory became a thing. And these people all decided that this was like a legitimate pursuit, that there is some Illuminati, some group of Jews, it's always Jews, that are hiding all the information. That somehow or another they've talked all the map makers, all the people that work in commercial shipping, all the people that are...
No maps are accurate, you fucking absolute clown, ye. Right?
Flying airplanes, all the people that are making satellites, anyone in aerospace, all these fucking people, all these people are all together and they're all lying. Okay, and I am too. Or maybe, just listen to this.
You are lying. You're just a fucking absolute plastic gimp, is what you are, son. I'm not even going to go over again. They keep saying these mantras. Everybody would have to be lying. This is their mantras. This is their narrative now of trying to, you know, ridicule and convince people to look the other way, right? By saying these things continually over and over and over again, employing the very same manipulative methods.
Maybe you're chasing your fucking tail and you're confusing the shit out of some people that are dumber than you because of your inability.
No, you're confusing the shit out of people that are dumber than you. You fucking knob, right? You are as dumb as fucking shit, right? And the people that are listening to you are even worse than that, and you know you have influence over them. Okay?
To look at what it is versus what you want it to be.
Exactly, Joe. So let's engage in some discussion and produce some scientific demonstrable facts for each other, shall we, Joe? Why don't you have some of us on your fucking shitey podcast and we can bring our practical demonstrations and you can bring your practical demonstrations and we'll see what holds up. Let's try that, Joe. in the interests of honesty and progress. You would think that you would be up for that, Joe, but nah, you're going to avoid people like us. You're going to continue to have these dysfunctional fucking arsewipes around you to prop you up. Your wee safe echo chamber, Joe. Your wee gang mentality, Joe. I'm incapable of standing on my own 2 feet and thinking for myself. I need a wee team. I need to be helped. I need to be prompted.
You heard me.
I heard you.
I'm not right about everything.
You're assaulting my ears.
I'm right about this.
No, you're
There's
not.
no fucking reason why someone would lie about the shape of the planet. There's no benefit in it. There's no reason.
Joe, I can give you plenty of reasons, but I'm going to use the exact same analogy as I did for your fucking other buddy across the pond, Piers Morgan. Right? Motive is secondary. Let's just investigate the crime scene and see what the proofs, the scientific measurable proofs, tell us, shall we? And then once we can establish objective facts and we get absolute reality denying pieces of shit like you to accept those demonstrable facts, then we can maybe unravel motive. Okay, son? Okay.
Why anybody would conceal that information. There's no benefit.
Just because you don't know why or how, right, doesn't negate that it's actually happened. I'm telling you how it's happened, Joe. I'm proving it to you that it's happened. The globe Earth has no measurable proof. The globe Earth has no practical demonstration for any of its claims, Joe. All it has is sophists like you. You're not even a good one. You're fucking shit at it.
If someone found out the Earth was flat, they would be fucking singing it from the rooftops.
But like we're doing right now, going out into the street and telling the public and engaging with the public. I mean, are you again, take your finger at your bumhole, put the cocaine away, open the fucking front door, go away from the echo chamber and have a look in the real world, Joe. Right? Come and speak to real people. No these false egotists that are around you, right? That are keeping you in the derpy world of delusion.
Any real scientist, any real person who's been in a space station.
Bring a real scientist forward, Joe. Bring any real scientist forward. I don't know what that means, by the way. You need to define what a real scientist is. Bring them forward and ask them to provide the demonstrations, the practical demonstrations that back up the claims of the globe. Show us them.
Any real person who's flying a space shuttle, they're real. I know you don't know them. I've met them.
Joe's met them.
Chris Conrad guy, is that his name?
Chris Hatfield.
Chris Hatfield.
Joe, he can't even get his fucking name right. Joe's met one of them, and that somehow proves that it's all real. Well, I've met loads of charlatans in my lifetime, Joe. Does that mean because I've met them that what they profess and they partake in is no real? So if I meet somebody who professes to be a clairvoyant that's in touch with the Pleiadians in the fifth dimension, and I met them in person, that means that what they're claiming is fucking true. Right? What I mean, what's going on in that big baldy spam there, Joe? I mean, it's rotting away. Get a grip of yourself.
Oh, forget his fucking name, Commander Chris. I blame the weed. Chris Hatfield.
I blame the coke.
He was wonderful. He was in space for a long time. He was talking about the effects of it when he came down and how bad it fucked up his body. That was a fascinating podcast. I remember, I think I got like 40 minutes with him, and then he had to go.
Oh yeah, listen, people, it's fascinating. I met him, and we spoke, and he explained things to me, and I wanted to believe him, and I do believe him, and so should you, because it's great. It's great.
It's like one of those quick little things, and he was amazing. You're talking to a guy that's been circling the fucking planet in a metal box. No, that's not real. It's real. No,
Joe, where is your demonstrable proofs that these things are real? Where are they, son?
oh, it is real. This is
Keep
the reason why
saying
your
it.
phone works. Understand this?
The reason your phone works is not because people are flying around tin cans. Joe, the phones were working before people started professing to be flying round a potato rock in a tin can. What the fuck are you talking about, mate? Do you forget that when they kidded on they went to the moon, Nixon was on the phone having a chat with them? Aye, that's right, Joe. Right. Less computing power than a fucking calculator. They went to the fucking moon. Right? And Nixon was fucking phoning them on his phone from the Oval Office or the White House, whatever the fuck, having a wee chat. Ah, what's the weather like up there? That's no bad, Nixie. That's quite good. Aye, aye. We breeze. That sun's nice though. Sun's fucking great. We're up here and it's fucking melting. Aye. What's it like down there? Ah, it's fucking overcast and cloudy. Pisser in it? Aye. I mean, it's fucking shit. What are you up to later, lads? Oh, I don't know. Maybe do some moonwalks and stuff, you know. We'll drive wee buggies about. Maybe give you a wee call back. Ah, because the signal's great. The signal from 238,000 miles away in the vacuum back to the potato-shaped rock is absolutely perfect. You know, no issues whatsoever. Yet, even today, in 2017, I still lose my phone signal when I go up the fucking breeze. Right? But, no, Nixie and the crew, they were fucking phoning each other. Right? Fucking gimp.
The people, this is what's ironic. The people that are doubting the highest minds and the most competent technological innovators in the world, like the most competent people are the people that are involved in like aerospace, airplane construction, jet construction.
He doesn't even know what he's fucking saying here. Look at him. He's desperately clutching at fucking straws and appealing to fucking nonsensical, fallacious bullshit. Oh, these people are they're the top minds and they're this and they're that. It was human beings that invented aircraft. Giuseppe. Right?
Cell phones, computers, those are the people that are at the top of the fucking heap.
Joe, see every single one of the things that you've just listed there. They are advancements from natural science, the natural sciences, which deals in substance, which means that they investigate and they explore the substances in the objective world and their relationships to each other. And then they compile some wee experiments to see how these substances react to each other. And then from that, they gain knowledge. And then they learn how to apply the substances to formulate the technologies and the things that you're talking about. So, you know, that's exactly my point, Giuseppe. We base things on substance, practicality, practical demonstrations, right? That's what makes something objectively true. So can you please now demonstrate practically the claims that the Globe wants to make? Would you like to offer us that, Joe? Right? Because it's the same thing. We're talking about objective reality and people making claims about substances in reality and their behaviours. So therefore, when they make these claims, the burden of proof is on them to demonstrate them in a practical fashion. And if they cannot demonstrate them in a practical fashion, I don't know, maybe they're talking absolute fucking shite, maybe. Maybe.
And these apes that are using these devices to say that the world is flat, you're doing just what a massive disservice you're doing to the very minds that have created the thing that you're using to complain with this ridiculous idea that someone's hiding the information.
No, it's not a disservice. It's a credit to the exploration of human beings using their senses and their rational, logical, critical thinking mind in order to create and formulate these things, Giuseppe. Right? That in no way, shape or form provides measurable curvature or any practical demonstration for the absurd claims that we live on a pressurised rock zipping through a vacuum. Okay, mate?
From all the people, because they don't want you to know that the world is like your phone, man. I get it. I want to believe Bigfoot's real. I get it. I want to believe. If you show me some fucking half-ass Bigfoot footage, I'll watch it 3-4 times in a row.
This is a fucking clowny. This is the clownery of this moron. Show me. There already is video footage of a supposed Bigfoot, Joe. Why are you not believing it? You've seen it on the TV, mate. You can watch it 4, 5 and 6 times. Do you not believe that it's real? You must. You must stand by your logic, Joe. You must stand by that. You know, same as when I produced these images of the unicorns, you know, farting galaxies into existence. you know, or any other image that I decide to make up, Joe, your logic that you must stand by you must then believe it. You must accept it as measurable scientific facts.
Oh, but one day, maybe, you never know. There's a lot of parts of the world we never go to.
You're not even funny, mate. You're not even fucking funny.
I want to believe, but I'm also objective.
I want to believe that you've got a brain in there. I want to believe that you're not really this fucking stupid, but I'm finding it really, really difficult. Really difficult.
You got to be both. I know you want to believe the Earth is flat. I'm super sorry, but it appears to be round as fuck. Just like every other planet we've ever...
Where does it appear to be round as fuck, Joe? And I know now you're getting into just like every other planet we've observed is round. The lights in the sky are circles, therefore I live on a circle. More illogical bump, Joe. What a fucking embarrassment you are, son. You should be deeply embarrassed with yourself. I don't know how you can look yourself in the fucking eye in the mirror, mate. Right? You're a shambles.
Looked at. All of them. Imagine how crazy it'd be if Earth was flat. Well, here's the problem with this idea, you fucking dummies. A lot of the people...
No, it's not crazy. It's level. That's how everything works, Joe. That's how your balance and your guidance system and your fucking own mind works. Based from a level. Right? That's how we understand construction. That's why we employ things like a plumb bob and fucking spirit levels. That's how we construct dams, canals, fucking reservoirs, huge complicated buildings and structures, because we understand these principles, right? That's how.
People behind.
Think about how crazy it would be if you actually lived on a fucking globe. You moron. Right? That would be a trip. That would be an extraordinary experience. No up, down, no, it's just a relative and everybody's stuck in the way. Everywhere you look, it's all curving away from you in every direction. It has to be, because I'm saying I live on a ball. It has to curve away in every direction. Should never rise up to my eyes. Nah, no.
Behind this idea, believe that it was created by God, like on a pizza tray. Like that this is part of a religious belief, is that
no, it's
God
not.
made this flat Earth in the cosmos, and it's all about us.
Now you're generalising again. Now you're generalising. Oh shit! I've just spilt my doobie, thanks to you, you fucking twat. You made me huff, right, at your utter stupidity, and I've just spilt my doobie. Now you owe me a bit of weed, right?
This is part of it. This is connected to your group. Joe, you're so arrogant with your idea. No, I'm fucking dumb. Okay.
You're right.
But I'm smart enough to know the world is round.
No, you're
Crazy
just dumb.
assholes.
Full stop. You're just a dumb motherfucker. Full stop. And you have provided the proof in spades here, mate. Oh, man. Are you still here? Are we still here listening to this? I don't know how you've managed the fear. Am I still on, Marshall?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, dude, I'm in the middle of sorting this nonsense out.
Lost the watch page here. Right, people, bear with me a wee second just to make this smoke. So there you have it. You know, this is what we're up against. And I don't want to have to get into these battles with these people, because it's not a personal thing. You know, this is the whole point. We're talking about science, the scientific method. We're talking about substance science, the natural sciences, okay? Physics, chemistry, biology, things that are based on substance. They're objective. They are demonstrable facts that don't require any personality or any belief to hold them up. They are what they are. So when you get guys like this who are quite obviously out to manipulate emotionally and psychologically the people that are listening to them, okay, they're not doing actual science a service at all, right? They're perpetuating a religious cult idea. If people like him had any sort of intelligence, they would just be pushing the message that, you know what, this is a question for science. Science should never be a closed book. Nothing should be ridiculed. Everything should be embraced and looked at openly so that we don't fall into any manipulative traps. Okay? He would be pushing for that, but he's not. He's taken one mainstream narrative in regards to flat earthers and he's spewing, bumping his gums about it, generalising, invoking all sorts of fallacies and offering nothing in any way, shape or form that's practical, demonstrable. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I need a smoke after that, honestly. Fuck me. This is the thing. You know, how can you not be irate and annoyed and pissed off at fucking stupidity like that? Right? And these fucking dipshits, no wonder they're allowed to establish themselves in a mainstream, you know, platform and have so many people listening to them. Right? Because it's dipshits like that they want people idolising. Absolute moronic, nonsensical fruitcakes. Right, what's the feedback here? Is it just me? Was it just me? Was I justified in my annoyance? Cheers, Les. That's it. You've got to take the piss and laugh at it, you know? Good times for all. Joe Rogan said he would lie to his mother. Why would anyone trust him at all? It's ridiculous. Exactly. You know? But this is it. You know, every time I see one of these types of videos, I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to rip the piss out of it. Right? And I'm not going to hold back. As I say, if they want to behave like that face to face, I'll say the exact same things to them. Right? That's the difference between me and guys like Giuseppe. I don't need to sit in a wee safe echo chamber with my buddies propping me up. No, I'll go out just me. My own two legs. And go out and face anybody. They can't say the same. Cheers, Lee, Redpath, the Mad Flatter, that was perfect there. I've been looking forward to you ripping him a new one. I've done it before, but they brush by it. They'll obviously be aware, you know, their names and titles, but we'll ignore that. We'll just focus on red herrings and you know, cartoon maps and idiotic claims that nobody that I know makes. You know, we'll just pluck it from thin air. Harry Growler. Joe Rogan is an insecure little wannabe entertainer. Nothing more. Great job dismantling him. Cheers, Harry. Oops. Cheers, Gav. I was Billy Namates tonight. Nobody wanted to join me. Did anybody ask to join, Marshall?
No, they're all compelled to the presentation, though. You know? Well, absolutely. Obviously, you can't review the live commentary now because it's spooled past. But yeah. Oh, we did have one request from the from the unsufferable troll, but I'm not even
Village idiot.
no, the other village idiot. But you know, everybody else was absolutely entranced. I think we should say, and justifiably so, do, because it was a textbook takedown of some rather insufferable gibberish that was being spouted, mate.
Exactly. You know, and it goes from one extreme to the other. We've got some dipshit that's straight out of mummy's bedroom with a shirt and tie on, you know, sitting there like a fucking trying to profess himself to be some sort of intellectual, right? Talking absolute bullshit about the sky, the twinkly lights in the fucking sky. And then from that we go to the other extreme where we've got some punch-drunk fucking useless MMA fucking fighter that snorts too much fucking coke and drinks and talks utter shite. I mean, it's difficult not to get annoyed, you know? But that's what we're up against. No bother, Zach. I know, probably a difficult time for you to join as well. Don't forget to copy the link of this to the vids featured. Cheers for that, Gene. I'm smoking it right now. I'm starting to sink. The steam's going out. According to Dan Dennett, that's my consciousness. The steam is leaving me. Hazmat, Beyond the Magic Curve, watch a flat earth video and correct them, please. What do you mean by that? I was hearing about some of these hangouts, as I said at the beginning of this, you know, this manipulative aspect, right? You identify it by the minds. So see if you're encountering people that are coming into your hangouts or, you know, messaging you in private, and they start sowing seeds in regards to other people, where they start bringing other people's names into it. They start trying to, you know, slander or paint things in a certain light. You need to flag that up. You need to remove yourself from it, oust it. That is what causes the division and the problems amongst us people. Right? You can't tolerate that. I can only represent me, and you can only represent you. You know, I'm not going to sit and talk about you, for you, or anything else, right? As soon as anybody starts entering into that, my alarm bells go. I'm like, I'm fucking watching you, you sneaky bastard, right? These manipulative players. That is good advice. This is a fucking screen, right? These characters can show you any colour they want, right? And they might play a long game, professing to be genuine and be your friend, right? But that's only going to go so far before they start causing divisive problems amongst you, you know? And then playing one group off another group with their wee bitchy fucking Chinese whispers, rather than going direct to the sources and having honest discussions with them and raising any points like, you know, here, you know, it's an open platform. Come in and address anything you like. Say it to my face. As soon as that they avoid that and they're away in their wee sneaky groups, or mention it when you're no there, you're no present to defend it, then you've got a player amongst you. Very, very simple. And it's a shame on you if you're tolerating it and sitting back passively, idly accepting it while it goes on. No, you stand up and say, fuck you, cunt. Somebody's mother's crack addict, tranny reptilian shapeshifter. Does that know what they say I am? Yeah, KTO, that's the problem. You know, this is the thing. As soon as that starts, you know, if you're involved in this and you have any integrity and truth, if you've got people who are trying the games, you know, if I've got somebody that comes to me and starts saying, trying to paint a certain person in a certain light to me, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, you know what, I don't want to engage in that. Why don't you go and speak to that person directly? Let's go. I'm going to tell him that you were bringing his name into it and that you were trying this. I'm going to tell him about that to see what he's got to say. Right? Call them out on it all the fucking time. This is another aspect that people just think it's just the way of people, and it's just like, it's no, it's a minority of manipulative people that are wired that way. Right? It's not me, it's not you. Right? It's them. It's not something that you have to tolerate. It's intolerable. It's destructive. Get rid of it. You see it. You see these tactics used continually, right? What I've just mentioned, and then they do other things like throw associations out there. So, you know, like you've seen it with me, you know. Whereas I am me. I only represent me. I speak to anybody, and because I speak to anybody, doesn't mean that I'm aligned with them. I'm now part of their organisation, belief, idea, concept, whatever it is, right? It's these people that continue to do that are the players. There's your psyop. Ebbing Tide Dale, what others say is not important if it goes against all observation. So then why highlight it as important? Because people are affected by it. And it's very subtle. And some of the things that people accept and tolerate and think are just, oh, it's just life, are very subtle. And they're hugely relevant, hugely important in regards to the divisiveness and the confusion that goes on amongst people and communities. It destroys communities. Right? So that is exactly my point. Facts are facts. We're talking about objective reality. It's not about persons. Nobody has the keys to what it is to be a perfect human being. Objectively truth, you know, perfect human being. So nobody has a right to cast judgment on anybody. Right? If you just don't like somebody, fucking move on. Right? But what is going on? I don't like somebody, but so I'm going to sit and try and destroy them and control them and control other people's perceptions of them. That's fucking twisted. So, hugely important. It's not about the people, it's not about the personality. We're talking about objective reality, which is separate from the subjective. Right? That's all that matters to me. But what is going on in regards to this whole question, scientific question, is a psyop. Now, the psyop, psychological operation, is based on affecting humans' minds and emotions. So how are they doing that? Huh? They're not coming and going, yes, I'm 007. I am here to fucking mind warp you and gaslight you and show you all the tricks of the trade. It's that obvious, you know. We show it in placards with my shooting, my 007 badge. No, they look at me and you, and they play on the empath, right? Because we don't want to be suspect. We want to be trusting and go on and create and be a community at free and ease with each other. So they play on that, right? And people are blinded, thinking that You know, that doesn't really exist, and it's just life. It's just people. Dale Connery. Yes. I am 007. I am here to mind warp you. Yes. Yes, I'm here to tell you that the Earth is not a globe, and really it is a globe. Yes. Yes. Having tied, Dale, you're not going to change how another seems while abusing them. Seems while abusing them. I don't know what you mean, Ebbing Tide. You clarify, please. Look, Jeannie's always retiring. You've been saying that for a year. Oops, jumped, missed that. So again, they play on the aspects, so they know that humans want to connect with each other. So, you can infiltrate that, because you can have people that just look like me and you in place to play on the aspects of being a human being, like the way I am, right? And if you're not smart enough to recognise their fucking games, you recognise it through experience. You recognise it in yourself at stages in your life where you've been manipulated and played the fucking roles. And when you're honest enough to admit that to yourself and recognise it in yourself, you can see it in other people. Right? So they come in like that, and they appeal to that aspect to you, that you want to be a community with them and you want to be friends, and they blah blah blah. Right? That's their getting. And then they subtly start taking huffs and, oh, I don't like him, and all this irrational, emotional crap that just springs from fucking nowhere, right? And the other aspect is it as well, especially if you're in that group continually, that starts to breed contempt. People become too familiar with each other, so you've got those aspects to deal with, right? But the game players, the ones that are coming in the back door, right, based on knowing that that's the way empathetic, genuine people that want to be free and care about each other and have a community are, they'll come in and then start sowing the seeds subtly. Start playing one off another. Huh? As soon as your back turns, oh, what about him? He's fucking this, that, the other. And, well, I don't like that. Oh, he's back. Oh, how's it going? You know the behaviours. You've done it. You partake in it. So they hijack the aspects, they amplify it, and it's deliberate. That's how psyops work.
Got somebody looking to text in, Dad. That phone's on.
Aye, what time's it? 10. I'd need to plug it in. Hold on.
So I'll take it. We're winding down shortly, dude. So, Mr. Fabulous, if you're going to text, do it sort of like shortly. If you want an answer today, that is.
Feeling your words, mate. Had this kind of mood all last weekend. Chin up, things are happening, pal. JD. Cheers for that. Great stream tonight, Dale. I understand your anger completely, Judd. Yeah. I appreciate that, I know that other people will be seeing it and that, it's pissing them off. So, Saturday comes, your opportunities there, people. These things that I'm discussing tonight, these topics, the psyop aspect to it, the Joe Rogans, the whatever, come in and have your say. That's why, I created this thing. Okay? Right now, I'm going to keep using it for things like this to express, my stance and how I'm seeing things happening. if the Saturday thing continues and we're not having people coming on, I'm not turning it into Saturday night entertainment with, you know, Dale and the guest panel and yay, let's have a band. I mean, come on to fuck, right? It's too easy for people to fall into comfort like that, right? And I'll stick to my word. I always say that if it continues where we're not getting new people, we're not getting topics brought up and it's the same old faces, I'm just not going to do it anymore. It's as simple as that. So don't sit back. Stand up and have your say, right? These fuckers don't want you to do that. They want you to remain apathetic and silent and sit in the backdrop while they're out here actively playing their games and getting involved. Roll your fucking sleeves up. Right. That was it with the messages. Am I waiting on a phone call? Is that what you were saying, Marshall? Or is it a text?
No, somebody was asking about texting in. Where if they haven't done it, do they come back to it Saturday? It can't be that sort of.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much for being here, people. Oh, there's a message coming through. Hi guys, have you seen the interview with Dr. Kaku, theoretical scientist? I'm trying to get your attention in chat, lol. Regards, Richie B. Richie, I'll take a look at that. Can you post it in the chat, Marshall? I take it you can't post it in the chat.
No, you can mail the link to nocurve@gmx.com and we'll sort that out, yeah?
Richie, I'd appreciate it if you could do that, mate. If you can send that link to nocurve@gmx.com. Very much appreciated, man. What's happening there? It's Marcus here from Belfast. Oh, phone's ringing. I'll answer this. Oh, hello? Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, hello, mate.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm alright.
I've been watching the videos. Just like to say I'm a big fan. I was initially skeptical. You know, it's kind of a hard thing to sort of process.
Yeah. I know. It's not an easy thing, mate. It's not an easy thing.
It's just.
Yeah, it's gone. What's happened there? It's Marcus here from Belfast. I am meeting up with people in Belfast city centre this week and next week. I'm just letting you know what things are happening in Belfast, and I am on the corner of truth. Cheers, Marcus. I know that you've got that meeting this weekend again as well. Right, that's me. I'm done. Thanks again, people, everybody in the chat, and the people who messaged. Be back on Saturday night. Thanks, Marshall, Magumba, Jonah Worms, everybody in the chat. Take it easy, people. And that's it. Only kidding.